Hello, this is wmpyr here to talk about martial arts, another martial arts discussion video. But today's topic is very, very specific. I want to talk about tapping out, the tap, right? Um, the tap out occurs pretty much basically when you're in pain. Most of the time, it's because of a joint lock. It could also happen with a choke. But, if you got thrown a little too hard or you got hit a little hard, I don't see why you can't tap out. Okay, so it basically means uncle. And the best thing to do is tap out on the person so that they know. Immediately they feel that. And also verbally too. You instead of just screaming or something, you go, I tap. The verbal cue and that helps them understand your training partner or your teacher or whomever's doing the move to you, and then they can let go, And sometimes you can't, so you will tap on yourself or on the mat, And anyway, so that's the main idea, right? When you feel the pain, you tap out. And it just seems very logical and a simple thing, but pre-Ultimate Fighting Championship, pre-Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and all that, if you look at a lot of martial arts, traditional martial arts training, and even to this day, you'll actually see it, which I'm so surprised that people still do this, which is the instructor will put the student in a joint lock, and the student will tap out, and the instructor doesn't let go. The student's just tapping like crazy, tapping, and the instructor doesn't let go. He just keeps doing it, And, of course, the instructor doesn't go to breakage, but they keep applying it. They don't let go. It's like it's almost like when the student taps out, it's like telling the instructor, you're doing it right, keep going. That's what it almost sounds like. And that mentality, that to me is unbelievable. I think we should evolve, and I don't care if you do traditional martial arts or you do combat sports or whatever it is you do. When you train, you need to respect the tap. So I think, the days of the student tapping in pain like that and the instructor keeps doing it or the other person just keeps applying the hold, those days to me should be over. I think this is a very dangerous way of training, and even if the instructor's really good and he's not going to break or injure the student, you never know what this person's been through. You don't know if they had a certain kind of surgery, they have some kind of nerve damage, or throughout the week they've been working out very, very hard, so the body's already fatigued and already vulnerable to injuries, and they already have micro injuries. You don't know what they've been doing. You don't know that. You're not psychic, so there's no guarantee that you could be completely safe with the students. So I think that is a very, very bad idea. I think it's a terrible idea. So, you got to respect the tap. And I think also if the instructor does this and the students, go through this and they're watching and stuff, they're going to do it too. And that's a very, very bad idea, And back in the old days, the instructor could have been really good, almost to the point where they're psychic, because you could go to some massage people, chiropractic people, reflexology people. They touch your body just a little bit and they know stuff about your body that you might not even know, and they could tell certain medical conditions. Or I used to go to a lady who was she used chiropractic and reflexology, and she would be touching my back and stuff, and she would go, uh-oh, what did you do? You did something this week. This is out of place. So it was from your martial arts. I know it was from your martial arts. What did you do? And I was like, yeah, I got thrown. And she's like, why do you train in such hard martial arts? Why don't you do something, more like Tai Chi or Aikido? I remember that. I remember her telling me that. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I got to go through this right now, But yeah, so she was like, it's not worth it, you know, and she would pop me left and right, you know. But yeah, so I understand that. I understand back in the old days, okay, you know, they were that good. And also the student was probably really dedicated to just that martial art. That's all they did. In fact, maybe that was, you know, they stayed at the school and they cleaned the school and they worked there. So the teacher sees them all day long, all week long, and they know the teacher knows exactly what kind of training this student is going through. So the teacher knows this person, you know, gets to know the body, knows the lifestyle, knows all of that. So under those conditions, I get it. I do. But today, times have changed so much. You know, people are cross-training, people have jobs. Sometimes it could be a stressful job like construction work or, you know, overnight stocking or whatever, you know. So in those cases, you know, you can't do that anymore. So you got to respect the tap. Person taps out, you let go. And in fact, not just let go, because there's the rubber band effect, you know. You're cranking on someone's arm, you know, against the joint, and you suddenly let go, you know, it snaps back. It can cause damage. So you let go slow, you know. You got to take care of your student or your training partner. So I think that's very, very important. Not just you didn't tap, therefore it broke. This is your fault, not my fault. You know, that's also messed up too. You know, I do feel like it is a two-way communication. The student also needs to tap. And I remember in training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a lot of times people wanted me to go all the way to pain. They were like, let me feel it. Let me feel it. And I was like, dude, I've been doing this for years. I know what I'm doing. So I know how to do it right, but you don't need to feel it because, you know, if we do this every day and I always take you to pain every day, there's micro damage there. You know, your elbow, you don't think there's consequences to that? It's gonna get brittle and brittle and brittle, you know. So later on, you know, who knows, some kind of arthritis or whatever. So I was like, we don't need to take it to pain, you know. And besides, if you don't get it right, work on transition. So it's okay. Don't rely on the technique anyway, because it may or may not work. Even if you get it solid, you never know. Your opponent might be a rubber man or who knows what, you know. So high pain tolerance on drugs, whatever. So, you know, you don't rely on the technique. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is respect the tap, you know. So like I said before, old school way was the teacher applies the technique, students tapping like crazy, and you know, in seminars and demonstration, part of that might be for, you know, show, okay, but I guarantee you, I've been in those demonstrations before. It hurts, man, it hurts, and I've had instructors lock me, and I'm tapping, and I'm like, dude, why aren't you letting go? And I remember one time I almost got really upset and angry. I was like, dude, you know, I'm letting you do it to me because you're the instructor. I'm giving you respect. So why aren't you respecting me back? You know, so if I tap, you got to let go, bro, you know? So anyway, that's my message here. I hope that people can change, because on YouTube, you could still find lots of people training this way. And I think that is the old way, in a bad way. I mean it in a bad way. It's not a good thing. It's not like, oh, you're old school, you're awesome, you're hardcore. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, it's ignorant. It's dangerous. It's very stupid to train that way. So, you know, respect the tap. I personally, you know, I feel like I would go to any school and learn with, you know, anyone, as long as they're not jerks, they're not con artists, they're not liars, and they're not like that. If it's a school where you tap and they don't let go, you know, then I don't want to train there. So that's all. Thank you for watching this video, and take care, folks.